Hello students, so welcome again. I am Professor Dilip Jigyasi from SIRT, the Sage Group Bhopal. So again welcome back for another lecture on engineering graphics. If you remember last time we started the new topic, that is projection of solids, and in earlier two videos I have given you a brief about the simple position of a solid and the different shapes of the solid. Today I am going to draw another problem, that will be problem on projection of solid, and one of my favorite solid actually, that will be a pyramid. So this time I am here with another solid, that is a hexagonal pyramid, and the problem I am taking, that will be with the solid having axis inclined to HP and parallel to the VP case. So this is the second case, you can say the case second, when the axis of the solid is inclined at some angle theta degree to the HP and parallel to VP. As we earlier discussed with you, that whenever we will solve a problem in which the axis will be inclined to one of the reference plane and parallel to the other plane, we will solve these type of problems in two steps. And in the initial stage, what we will do, we will make the axis perpendicular to that plane to whom we want to make it inclined. So as the axis will be inclined to HP, so initial step will be, I am going to keep axis perpendicular to HP. So the problem will be like this. There will be a hexagonal pyramid, its base side will be 25 mm, it has hexagonal base, so its base will be 25 mm side, and they are saying its one of the side will be on the HP, or you can say on the ground, and axis, the base will be inclined, axis will be inclined to HP by 30 degree and parallel to VP. So that is the simplest problem. The problem will be like this: a hexagonal pyramid one base side on ground, or you can say on HP, axis inclined 30 degree to HP and parallel to VP. So this is one of the basic problem, basic two-step problem. So initially what we will start, as they are saying axis will be inclined to HP, so initial step what I am going to do, I am going to suppose axis perpendicular to HP. So axis perpendicular to HP, and also they are saying that one of the base side on the ground or HP. So the better option for me will be to keep the whole base on the HP. So I am going to start with base on HP with one base side perpendicular to VP. That is important. The side which we want to keep on the ground, as we are doing in the projection of plane also, so I am going to make that side perpendicular to VP. So the initial step will be like this: I am going to draw its top view with one side, or you can say two sides perpendicular to the reference line. So already I have drawn the reference line. Now I will start with a hexagon in the top view with sides perpendicular to the reference line, or you can say sides perpendicular to the VP. So this way I can draw this hexagon. Now this is a pyramid, so I will join these lines. These are the slant edges of the pyramid, and I will name them again A, B, C, D, starting from extreme left bottom corner anti-clockwise, A, B, C, D, E and F, and this apex will be O. Now with the help of this I can draw the front view. So I will draw perpendiculars upside. So upside I will draw perpendiculars, and on those perpendiculars, as the base side will be 25 and axis will be 50, so I will go upside 50 mm so that I can get the apex of the pyramid, and this will be the apex of the pyramid. Now I can again join all these lines. So this point will be A dash, this is B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash, F dash, and this will be O dash. This base side will be 25 mm, so I will dimension it here, that is 25. This height will be 50 mm, so I will mark this is 50 mm. So this is the initial position of my solid. The base will be on the HP and axis perpendicular to HP. Now in the second stage, what I am going to do, I am going to make this axis inclined to HP by some angle 30 degree. So what we will do, initially this is the position of the solid. Now suppose this will be my horizontal plane, it is kept on this like this. Now I will make it inclined like this, 30 axis inclined 30 degree to the HP. So when I will make it inclined to HP by some angle, you know that the shape of the front view is not going to change. So what I am going to do, I will reposition, or you can say alter the position of this solid in the front view and copy the new figure. Now as I want to make axis inclined to HP by 30 degree, as you know that axis will be passing through this O dash, B dash. So if you want to make axis inclined to HP by 30, so make the base inclined to HP by 60 degree. So that is the way to copy the figure fast. So what I am going to do, I am going to make this 60 degree line and 60 degree with the XY line. So I am going to copy this figure with the help of this 60 line. So I will draw a line at 60 angle to the reference line at any new position, and now from the old figure I will copy this length. So I have copied the base, and this point will be C dash and D dash, and this point will be A dash and F dash. Same way I can mark the middle points, so that is B dash and E dash. So this point will be B dash and E dash. Now with reference to this figure, I will copy the whole triangle by this arc method. So using these two arcs, I can copy this figure. So now the axis will be inclined to HP by this, that is 30 degree angle. This angle will be 30 degree. Now with the help of this figure, now I will draw the top view. So I will look from the top and draw the figure. So from the top view, as you know that when the axis will be inclined to HP by some angle, the distances of the object from the HP is changing, but the distance from the VP remains same. So initially what I will do, I will draw locus line from this top view. So I will draw locus line parallel to the reference line from all these points of the hexagonal pyramid like this. And now from the front view, I will draw perpendiculars, those are the projectors. So we will got all those points. Now I will name those points. So this will be small a, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is sorry. So I will mark all these points. So this will be A, B, C, D, E and F, and this point will be O. Now look from the top. As we are looking from the top, and the apex will be away from the reference line. So as you know that in the case of pyramid, whenever the apex will be away as compared to the base, in the top view the base will be not visible. So for joining this final view, what we will do, when the base is not visible, we will start with apex. So from apex I am going to start, and initially I will join the extreme part of the solid. So extreme part of the solid will be from O to B, then B to A, then A to F, then F to E, and return back to from E to O. So this way I can mark all these lines. After that, the next step will be the remaining edges. As you see in this figure, this AB, AF and EF will be joined by the solid lines. The remaining edges of the solid, base of the solid, will be dotted lines. So these three lines, that is BC and CD and D, these three are dotted lines. So mark them dotted lines. Now as we are getting some dotted lines, so certainly there will be some lines which are going to pass, or you can say cross these lines. So those lines should be solid lines. So in this case, this AO and AF, these two lines are, as these are crossing the dotted lines, so these two must be solid lines. And now look at the figure. Now the two lines are still remaining, that is OD and OC. As these two lines are passing through a point from which already we are getting two dotted lines, so third line must be also a dotted line. So draw these two lines as dotted line. This is one of the most important part of the, when we are joining the solid, that is the importance of the lines which are visible and which are not visible. So that is maybe the most important part. So remember this, in the case of pyramid, as I told you that if the base is not visible, start from apex and join the outer. After joining the outer, the remaining edges of the base will be dotted lines. Now the lines crossing the dotted will be solid, and not crossing the dotted will be dotted. Okay, I hope you understand the concept. Next time we will come with another problem. Thank you very much.